doing the final exam review, not graded. And this says find the area. Well, I see a triangle. So here's the triangle, and I want the area. So the area is half times base times height. Base is bottom, height is like this. Now remember, when you stand at the doctor's office, you stand straight up and down when they measure you. You don't stand like this. Okay, so this is not the height. This is not the height. The height is standing straight up and down, okay? So base times height. So here, the area is equal to half times the base times the height. So half, base is the bottom, and height is not this, it's 40. So a half times 48 times 40, 960. Now area has two A's, so remember it's feet with a 2 for area. There we go. Now it says determine the area and the perimeter. Okay. So what shape is this? This is a parallelogram. It's like when you have a rectangle and someone pushes it and they push it over. And so they've pushed this rectangle over, and it's just like bloop. So this side is the same as this side, and these are the same, but it's just fallen over a bit. That's a parallelogram. He's just pushing it over. So a parallelogram area. You see it? Parallelogram area is just base times height. Base times height. Now remember, the height is standing up straight. It's not standing like this at the doctor's office. So the height is here. So here, the area is equal to base times height. So here's the base, and here's the height. So how much is that? 6 times 16, 96. And because it's area, area has two A's, this is centimeter, it's going to be squared. So this is going to be 96. And for the first one, it's centimeters squared, okay? Because area has two A's, centimeters squared. Now perimeter, for perimeter it doesn't matter what your shape is. Say my shape was this, and I have a camel. That's not a camel, let me draw a camel. Here's my camel, and I say, don't run away. If this is 2 meters, 1 meter, 1 meter, 2 meters, 4 meters, 3 meters, 1 meter, 3 meters, 2, 2, 2. The perimeter is just adding all this up. 2 plus. So I just add them all up. Perimeter is just adding up the outside. Okay, perimeter is just a sillage, a fence around something. So if I want to find the perimeter of this, here's my camel. I don't use the height because that's inside. I'm only finding the fence. Well, if that's 6, I go 6 plus 22. Some people do this, and that's equal to 30. But if I just do 6 and 22, your camel can run away here, your camel can run away here because there's no fence. So I have to build a fence around the camel. So if this is 6, this is 6. This is 22, this is 22. So I have to add 6 plus 6. Let's do that again. 6 plus 6 plus 22 plus 22. Okay, I have to do all the way around the camel. So 6 plus 6 plus 22 plus 22. 56. And because it's just a fence, it's just centimeters. So that would be 56 centimeters. Okay, because we're just measuring a distance around the camel. That's a very small camel. Okay, let's look at the next one. Find the missing link on the triangle. So whenever we do this, you have to use this formula here, the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And you always take whatever the the 90 degrees is, whatever is across from it, that is always your C. You can have A here or B here or A here or B. It doesn't matter what's here, but this one, lazim, it must be C, across from the 90 degrees. So, let's write it down. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Let's find C. So here's the 90 degrees. That's C. It doesn't matter if this is A or if this is B. So let's call him A and let's call that B. So A is 17. B is 19. And we don't know C, so we leave it at C. Oops, I forgot my squared here. So what's 17 squared? 17 squared. 289 plus what's 19 squared? 361 equals C squared. Now let's add them together. So now you'll see the answer here. They're tricking you. They want you to choose that because they go, oh, they've forgotten to do one step. This says something times something is 650. We want it just to be not C squared, we want it to just be C. So what we have to do is take the square root, take the square root. What times what is C squared? C. And then we have to take the square root of 650. And, oops, 650. Push SD. And that's 25 point. Now, is that a 5? 0.5 or 0.4? That 9 is big, so it rounds him up to a 5. Okay, so 25.5. So C, that's the correct answer. You have to take the square root, so it's just a C. So don't stop at C squared. You'll see the answer, but they're tricking you. That's a trick. Okay, don't be tricked. Let's look at the next one. Oh, it says find the missing length. So we have to use the same formula. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Well, here's my right angle, 90 degrees. So that's my C. Let's call him A and call him B. So this is C. So that's 9 squared. A is 4. B we don't know, so I'm just going to keep it B squared. 4 squared is 16, so really 16 plus B squared, oops, I wrote that funny. B squared, oh, 9 squared, is that 18 or 81? 9 times 9 is 81. But now B squared wants to be by itself, so you have to get rid of the 16. So take the 16 off each side. And now you're left with B squared equals, what's 81 minus 16? Now look, there's the 65, but that's a trick. Don't fall for the trick. Take the square root, take the square root. So that means B is equal to the square root of 65. Square root of 65. 8.0 or 1? Well, the 6 is big, so it rounds it up to 1. See, look, there's the answer. Okay, so don't be tricked. This says something times something is 65. You don't want something times something, you just want the something, the one thing. Okay, so now we know B equals 8.1. Okay. Next question. Oh, let's stop there.